Hey everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the Dyson Airwrap. This is the first time I've used it, so I'm just going to be kind of getting a feel for it and figuring it out as I go. I'll just go through some of the attachments that come with it. So first of all is the soft smoothing brush, which is used to smooth and straighten the hair. And then similarly we've got the firm smoothing brush, which is similar but it's just for thicker, coarser hair. Then next we've got the large curling barrel, which is used to create loose, natural looking curls in the hair, and which is the barrel that I'm going to be using today. And then there is also the small curling barrel, which gives the illusion of slightly tighter curls and would be better for shorter, finer hair. Next we've got the round volumizing brush, which is used to add volume and body to the hair. I use this to brush through my fringe. And then finally we've got the pre-styling dryer. This attachment is used to dry the hair before styling, so it's basically just the regular hair drying attachment, and I believe you can also use it to smooth down your hair afterwards. So first of all I'm just going to go in with the pre-styling dryer, and I'm just going to dry my roots as much as possible. I always like to blow dry my hair forwards towards my face because I find that it gives me the most volume. Then I'm just going to go in with the soft styler and just comb through it. I found this really helpful, to be honest. I like this attachment a lot. I thought that if I wanted my hair to be straight it would also be really helpful, but it's also just a good way to get your ends drier because quite often I'd use a paddle brush anyway to dry my ends. And then as I said, I'm just going in with the round brush for my daisy fringe. I think using the barrel to do my fringe would give me too much of a defined curl, whereas at the front I really just want that to kind of be a sweeping, loose fringe. So you'll see I'm not even twisting it out at the ends, I literally just brush it through. And I was really impressed with the way that my daisy fringe sat after using that. It sat really nice and soft, and it blended all of the different lengths together really nicely. Then I'm just going to section off my hair. Just on top of my ears is kind of like where I like to section it, and then I split it in half and I start at the back of my head. So you can see I'm literally struggling so much. This was genuinely the first time I'd used it, and I didn't watch, I mean I've seen like TikToks and stuff like that of people using the Dyson, so I knew what to do, but I hadn't watched a tutorial in ages of how to actually do it, and I forgot. I figured it out towards the end, but right now I'm literally just like, how do I get it to suction up my hair? But it still turned out really good. But yeah, so I start at the back of my hair, and I always curl all of the hair at the back of my head backwards until I get to my ear, and then everything from my crown forwards I curl towards my face. That's just how I like to do my blow dries. I feel like that gives me the most volume. At the back of the head I like the curls I like all of my layers to kind of sit inwards, which is why I curl that all backwards, and then at the front I want everything to kind of cut into my face. So you'll see here, I've just got to behind my ear, and that's the first section that I'm taking, curling it towards my face. But I was so impressed. I didn't really have any expectation going into it because I'd heard mixed things. Like some of my friends got the Dyson and they were like, oh, it's actually like the suction's not that good. It's not great. The curls don't last, blah, blah, blah. So I was just, I don't know, I was really going into it blind, but I was amazed at how curly and bouncy the sections were with literally minimal effort. See, I don't know if you're kind of supposed to like pull the brush away from your face and then towards your face, like back and forth, back and forth. That's what made me feel like I was getting the most tight curl around the barrel and the right amount of tension. Then I went in again and I took another section just because my hair is quite thick. If you have slightly finer hair, I'm sure that you could just get away with doing two sections, the bottom and the top. But I I left that top section out. And then again, I just split that hair in half, and I do exactly the same thing again. So I start at the back and I twist everything away from my face. What I found when using the Dyson Airwrap was it did take me slightly longer than I expected, because the sections that I took needed to be smaller than the sections that I take with a round brush and a hairdryer, because it needs to obviously be able to suction the hair up, so if I used too much it was just falling off. So that was the only downside. It did take me a little while, but the end result was so nice that it was definitely worth it. And then here I'm just curling it forwards again. And this is kind of where I start figuring it out, that if I hold the hair, then it can easily wrap around the bottom, which as soon as I started doing it, I was like, yeah, duh, like I've seen this on TikTok, this is what everybody does, but I just forgot. And then from here, it literally, like, it just felt so much easier after I'd figured that out. But yeah, so if you just hold it kind of like midway down, then there's less weight to your hair, obviously, so it's a lot easier for the Dyson to get the hair wrapped around it. And then once the ends are wrapped around, you can kind of bring it up and the ends won't fall out because they're already wrapped underneath the rest of your hair. I was amazed as well how short my hair looked after I pulled the Dyson out. Like, the curl would just stay in literally exactly the same spot. And as well, definitely use the cooling setting. It makes such a massive difference to blast your hair with the cold and leave the cold on it for quite a while. Like, what I found is, because the barrel is so hot while you're using it with the warm air, when you initially like use the little button to make the cool air come out, the air that's going to come out feels kind of lukewarm. But you need to keep going past that, and then you'll suddenly feel it get like dramatically colder. And it's just that the Airwrap needs a few seconds to kind of properly cool down. So I'd recommend doing that for at least 10 seconds on the cold air. Like, you want it to be completely cold. And after doing that, I literally felt like I was pulling the Dyson out and my hair was just staying in exactly the same position. And this actually lasted, this blow dry lasted better than my usual blow dries do with a round brush and a regular hairdryer. The next day I woke up and it looked nothing like this. It was nowhere near as curly as it is right now, but it literally looked like I'd just come out of the salon with like a massive blow dry. I made a video, so I'll include that in the end as well. But yeah, I definitely think that's due to the cool blast of air. Yeah, I think in total this took me about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes, but it's so worth it. I was amazed by the volume and the bounce that I got, especially because it lasted so well the next day as well. But yeah, that is my review. If you have any questions, let me know, leave me a comment and I'll definitely answer it. Or any recommendations for future videos as well would be really helpful. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, I didn't have any plans to film this, but I've just woken up and this is what my blow dry looks like the next day, which is amazing. I feel like it looks like I've just finished a blow dry. Obviously it's dropped out a bit since yesterday, but I'd say yesterday it looked properly curly, whereas now it just looks like a perfect bouncy blow dry. So I'm really happy with this, because quite often, like, the next day my blow dry is a lot flatter, and I didn't sleep with curlers in it or anything. I literally just went to bed with my hair out. This is how I've woken up. Yeah, just wanted to add that.